Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. So, over the past year or so, I've had quite a lot of people ask of me of a particular idea that I've actually decided to follow up with. I've made a brand new account with a sole purpose, and what is that? Well, this brand new account it is called Hal, and he only has around $100 in the Steam wallet. I've sold two Counter-Strike items. I've got this too close to around $100. It's probably like 100 to 110, but you get the idea. There's a set amount there, and I now have to try and see if I can actually make some sweet, delicious profit with just that. Because with the stock I have overall on my many accounts, it's a bit outlandish, especially compared to the regular person. And normally when people ask me, hey Hedge, how can I get involved with making some profits on Steam, especially like Ruskins, for example, I just sit there and say, well, you should have at least about $100. That should be all right. Well, now I've got to prove it. So this is a little journey, a little stupid journey that Hedge has decided to partake in, and we'll see how long this takes, and we'll see how successful it is. I'm going to give you a quick answer. I think it's going to be pretty slow, but as we pick up the pace, as the momentum builds up, as the Steam wallet increases, I think things would get easier. But with just this starting amount, I feel like I've got to play it a little bit extra safe. So, Chet, are you looking forward to the possibility of making some sweet, delicious profit out of just $100? And what might I spend my money on? What am I going to chase after? Just a straightforward $1,000? Do I try and buy something fairly expensive? We'll discuss that. But yes, let's just quickly explain what this account is. So I did trade over some Counter-Strike stuff. I sold it there because I knew it would sell quite nicely. It would be very straightforward. But this account has nothing on it other than 50 high-quality crates. Why is there 50 high-quality crates? Because I'm about to open all of them and then give them all away to these lovely people up there. Hello, chat. How you doing? Don't forget to say hello to YouTube. So, yeah, it was just easier because it's like there's no friends on this account or whatever, and people can easily just grab what they've won, so you get the idea. There are 5 packages here, but I do not intend to sell them. They'll always be there, or I'll remove them. And I will put an effort in to showcase all the purchases and sales. It's not hard because I have extensions that allow me to do such a thing. I can do event filter, I can then show like 100, and there you go. I can see what I've bought, what I've sold. You get the idea. So yes, on my accounts, I have quite a lot of money, as you can clearly see. So this goes beyond the limits. I should only be able to get over up to £1,700, which should be equal to about $2,000, which should be the maximum money you have on Steam. But if you know how pending works and whatnot, you can get over that. But yes, this account in particular, which I've had for about 10 years now, absolutely ridiculous amount of bar orders that you can see there that have slowly built up more and more and more and more over the years. And every now and then I do pick up something like this for super cheap, and I'll instantly flip it for a lovely bit of profit. It's really not that hard. I just sit and wait. But yeah, can you do that with an absolutely brand account right now? Brand new account right now? You can't really. But if you start preparing now, as time goes on, you might be picking up things for super cheap and then flipping them for some lovely, sweet, delicious profit. So yeah, that'll be the process. As I said, it very likely is going to be fairly slow, but it just kind of shows you how you can get started and whatnot. Now, the intention is I do intend to only really focus Ruskins. I feel like that's the thing I dedicate most about. So, cool. But we'll just see how far we can get. So, let's just quickly go into the account. Here we are, and just check the inventory just to showcase to you that, yes, I only have these crates, and they're not staying there forever, and everything I open will be given away. So, chat, who's feeling lucky? Is Hedge actually going to open anything that's going to be worthwhile? We shall see. But let me just give you a quick little insight, because I've been looking on the Steam market. I've been making considerations, and well, I actually initially thought that I should wait until around March, April, and then I'd start this, and then I'd make moves, because initially I thought making loot boxes was going to be a smart idea. So yep, just to confirm, we've just finished March. We're currently, 1 week into April now, as you can see, and it's a little bit late as of now, but I've been a bit unwell, I guess you could say, unfortunately, so I haven't been streaming for a bit, so it doesn't matter it does matter if we go for a little bit later. But yes, it is now technically the beginning of April. All Ruskins have gone down in price. This is a routine thing that happens every single year, but now we look forward to the summer, and we're expecting a very big update, the jungle update. We're expecting a lot of people to return and play the game. I bet we'll be the all-time peak player count when that jungle update comes out. I'm expecting prices to improve ever so nicely. So maybe any barters that I do over the course of the next few months might lead to some instant success. We'll see. But when it came to loot boxes, I honestly thought initially there was a period of time in which I could have made a move. I could have bought all the materials, make them, all these loot boxes, and then flip them. I have found out that's basically impossible unless you do third-party sites, which is something I don't actually use. I don't use third-party sites. I just stick with Steam. That's the funny thing. I know so many people are surprised when they hear that from me, but this is how I operate. So let's just quickly go through the routine very quickly. So, you know SCMM to APP? There's actually a little market section right here. And if you go to the tab to the right here, crafting, it will showcase to you the various options in which you can build each of those loot boxes. Now, you can just buy it straight in terms of like what's in the Steam market, or you could also look and see what's on like the third-party sites. Now, here's the very unfortunate thing. If you were to try and buy like, you know, the cloth, the wood and the metal from the Steam market, it is impossible to make a profit with these. So, you know, this helps us give us a nice little visual for how much it costs to make a high quality crate. So 5 cloth, 10 wood. So if I had to go over to here, so okay, I'll spend maybe 55 cents on some cloth, and I'll spend, what, $1.70 on some wood. So that's going to cost about, what, like $2.20 something? Cool. Oh no. 408 listings of a high quality crate at $2.26. Now, the cost to make it was like $2.22. If I try and sell that, you know, tax afterwards and whatnot, I can't compete with that. I can't compete with that. So that is essentially what we see in all of the loot boxes. I can't go near that. So I'm immediately at a disadvantage because I don't use third-party sites. Oh dear. Oh no. So does that make it impossible? I guess we'll find out. So we'll see how far this goes. I am looking forward to it. And as I said, I'll try my best to showcase to everybody that, you know, I can show you all of that. And, like, it's not impossible to potentially go all the way up to a big Grin, maybe. $1,250? We'll see. Maybe with $1,000 barter, perhaps, maybe, possibly. Maybe with $1,000, I'd much rather stick with the money and keep putting down more buy orders. And when I have $2,000, then I'll chase after one. Maybe that's how I'll go with it. But the point is, does it actually work? We'll see. And if I could just go over to here, hey, YouTube, how you doing? I actually have my account here that kind of sets the tone. I honestly think with weapon skins, it's actually very doable because you can actually pick up weapon skins for super cheap. For some strange reason, you could go on the Steam market right now and just search for lots of weapon skins, and you will see that they sell for less than metal price. I don't know why this keeps happening, but it keeps happening. And with buy orders, it's even easier. I think that's probably the best but slowest way of slowly gaining some lovely profit. And so, perhaps the journey begins from here and now. All you're going to do is just go over to here, search for the weapons, search for the cheapest, and you will see them. They will be cheaper. I can see some right now, instantly. I could turn all of that into metal, and I could just probably sell the metal for some profit. Or better yet, I could buy it now, wait it out, and maybe in the summertime, when loads of people are expected to be playing, then I'll flip it, you know? Because it does go up and down, based on the player count and whatnot. So, yeah, let's see what happens next. This is the beginning of a very stupid journey, but perhaps, maybe it could actually lead to some success and whatnot. I feel like it will. I just feel like it would have to be a very patient project. All right, so I can't guarantee you like there's going to be a video every single month. It might be every few months or so. But I hope to showcase some positivity. I hope to showcase like some smiles. But yeah, you'd probably have to be quite patient with this overall whatnot. All right then, so chat. Why don't we get rid of all of these now, you know? Why don't we go ahead and open up all of these so we can clear this all out of my my inventory. And yeah, we don't have people point at me saying, you're actually just going to sell those, aren't you? Remember, I will put an effort in to show my history on the Steam market and whatnot, and I do not intend to use third-party sites, because that's how I did it before. I need to showcase if it's even possible to do it again. So thank you very much for watching what would be potentially the first video of a series. In the background, all this chat's just raring to go for the case openings, but that's what I'm like. I normally do giveaways all the time on my stream, because I have far too much. But again, you know, I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes, so I need to see that for myself. And so that's it. That's a wrap. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And let's see what happens in the future from here and now. It's going to be interesting, or I'm probably going to pull my hair out. Well, you know what? Maybe we don't have to worry about that. Now, whilst I'm here, to spare myself from the pain that is going to happen later on, I will need to go over to here, trade. Is someone trying to send me a... Oh. Huh. Ta-da. Okay, I just got a free skin. Yes! That was not my intention, but I mean, you know, face punch giveth. They know my plans, and I'm already up 14 cents. Yes! Yes! Easy bit of profit. Lovely stuff.